up, my people? Happy New Year. Shout out first of all to Ghana for becoming a visa-free country for all Africans. Yes, have you heard that African passport holders no longer need a visa to enter Ghana now? Charlie, that is amazing. It's possible that they will probably do something like what Kenya is doing, which is to apply for travel authorization online. You make your payments online, but then you no longer need a visa in your passport. Guys, this one step is about to triple the inflow of tourists into Ghana. And you know, tourists come with money, so it will definitely boost their economy. Those of you living abroad that like to tear your African passport once you get the American or the Canadian passport, see your life. Better keep your country's passport. I know that renewing abroad can be a hassle, but if you go to Ghana with your American passport, for example, you will be paying $100 for visa, which you will need to pay if you have a Nigerian or a Gambian passport, for example. I like that. I think it will encourage us Africans to travel more within our own continent. We don't do enough of that. The prayer now is for it to become affordable because it's so expensive to travel within Africa. I don't know why. It's so ridiculous. Of course, this also raises security concerns. Some people are saying, how would Ghana prevent criminals and terrorists from coming into their country? What do you guys think? Well, the Ghanaian government is assuring us that they will continue to screen people before letting them into the country, and they will invest in security. Now, as a Nigerian, guys, is that something that you would want your country to do? Would you want Nigeria to be visa-free to all Africans, my Nigerian people? And if you're a South African, that is the one that I actually would like to hear. Would you like your country, South Africa, to be visa-free to all Africans? South Africans, let's hear from you. Kenya is already doing it, and it just makes traveling there so much easier. I was just in Kenya. So let me know what you guys think about that. Meanwhile, human rights lawyer and activist Dele Farotimi was emotional as he thanked all of you that stood by him and fought for him while he was in prison.
Because you wouldn't see me as a Yoruba man, you spoke for me. Because you wouldn't see me as a Christian, you spoke for me. Because you spoke, Nigeria couldn't happen to me.
Wow. Some people will say Nigeria already happened to him with the way he was arrested and the fact that he was in prison for about 20 days. But guys, we're truly happy that he's out. So now it's a matter of going to court as they continue the case, but at least he's out and he's with his family. So congratulations to him. Now, speaking of Nigeria, so many people are in Nigeria for the holidays. It's called Detty December. Social media is filled with videos of people in Lagos for Detty December. If you don't know what Detty December is, that's like the Miami spring break Christmas version. It happens in Lagos. Everybody wants to go to Lagos. I mean, it's a lot of fun. There's all kinds of events happening throughout the city. So much so that some women in some parts of Lagos are complaining that the price of braiding hair has skyrocketed because of the abroad people that came home and decided to braid their hair, and they are paying with dollars. Can you imagine those abroad people? Anyways, I spoke with the Honorable Commissioner of Information in Lagos State, Mr. Gbenga Omotosho, and he said that they've never seen this kind of influx of people in December. And I know that December is over, but I still like to reiterate a message that he told me that they've been announcing locally to prevent any stampede like we've seen in Ibadan, in Anambra, and in Abuja. So please and please, as we enter the new year, if you have any event with 100 or more people gathering anywhere in Lagos, the government wants you to seek clearance from the Lagos State Safety Commission. You don't have to go to their office. Just go on their website to register your event and get your clearance. So they partner with security agencies in Lagos to ensure security and crowd control. Not just that, they recently bought some ambulances. So if you're having like 200 people or more at your event, please, they want you to request for an ambulance to be present at your event. I was like, wow. That's awesome. This is being proactive, guys, and I think that we should take advantage of it. Huge shout out and kudos to the Lagos State government for doing that. I'm hoping that other states in Nigeria will emulate what Lagos is doing. Imagine if other states will also tell us, request for an ambulance, we will send an ambulance to your event. Can you imagine? More importantly, he wants me to emphasize that if you are renting a hall that seats like 200 people, for example, don't pack the place with 250 or 300 people. If it says the capacity is 200, please don't go over that. And as a matter of fact, he said that that's one of the reasons that people don't want to register their events, because they don't want the government to enforce crowd control. So please, this is for your own safety. Please follow the rules and guidelines. Meanwhile, guys, I am so excited to finally tell you how you change lives in Maiduguri, Borno. First of all, move close, get this. Come now, hug me now. As this is how much I love you guys. As in, God bless you guys, honestly. If you remember, I talked about the victims of the flood that happened a few months ago in Maiduguri when the dam flooded, which happened after people had been complaining for a long time that the dam was damaged and that water was gradually coming into town. And the government said that there was nothing to worry about, remember? And just like that, people were displaced overnight from their homes in one day, you know? About 50 people were reported dead, but locals said that it was way more than that. Well, I talked about it, and you guys decided to do something about it. You donated, drum rolls please, drum rolls, guys, you guys donated 19.2 million naira. As in precisely 19,218,800 naira. Guys, I honestly don't know how to thank you. On behalf of the people of Borno, I am immensely grateful. Somebody donated 10 naira and I cried. This person gave what they had. They didn't say it's too small. It went a long way once we combine it with the rest of the donations. So whoever you are, thank you. God bless you. I just want you to know from the bottom of my heart and the heart of my bottom, we did not take it for granted that you donated what you had. Thank you so much. God bless you. Thank you so much to everybody that donated. Because of you, we were able to feed 1,000 households, 1,000 families, not counting spouses or children. So in reality, we're talking about thousands of people. We handed each bag to the women of the house, by the way. And sometimes some husbands have more than one wife. But we made sure that we gave the stuff to the women because each woman will make sure that whatever we give her gets to her children. And of course, they all take care of their husband. We didn't give to the husbands because the husband would just give to his favorite wife in situations where he has more than one wife. So we were able to do this for 1,000 households, except in cases where the man is single, then we gave it to the man. So in total, we distributed 100 bags of rice. We gave out 500 reusable sanitary pads to the women. Amen, somebody. You guys already know that your girl is always thinking about the women. It's one thing to be on your period. It's another thing to be on your period when you are at a refugee camp where, first of all, there is no privacy. You may be 50 people sleeping in one classroom. Just imagine going through your period at a time like that. You know, their period doesn't take a break just because they've been displaced. So we had to think about something that they can wash and reuse again. Not just that, 1,000 mosquito nets. Mosquitoes multiply wherever there is flood, which causes other diseases. We gave out 28 cartons of soap so that people can take showers. We also gave out 40 cartons of detergents for them to wash their clothes. We gave out 1,200 pairs of slippers for adults and for children. And we also gave out 20 cartons of plantain snacks, Dodo Ikiri. This was donated by Tunde Laniran Farms. God bless you. I'll still talk more on that. But first of all, I want you guys to meet the heroes that made this happen. This is Mohammed Sharif, everyone. This young man in Maiduguri and his friends, as well as his mom and dad. In fact, his entire family. You know, I call them my adopted family in Borno. I've been to their home. We cooked together. We ate together. God bless you guys. I appreciate your family, as well as one of our board members, Dr. Sesan Oduwashola at UCH. I'm sure by now you guys are quite familiar with Dr. Sesan overseeing all the projects that we've been doing in Nigeria, and the amazing Adeola in Abeokuta. If you guys remember, she was with us when we went to Benue, when we went to the refugee camp in Cross River, and so on and so forth. She's been involved in several of our outreaches in Nigeria, in Abeokuta, in different parts of the country. So these are the heroes, guys, that spearheaded this whole operation. Mohammed is a nephew of another of our board members, by the way. That is Dr. Baba Adam, who is based here in the US. Shout out to you, Dr. Baba. Thank you so much for lending us your nephew. And huge shout out to another board member, Rebecca Hashberger in New York City. Thank you so much, Rebecca. So I am so happy to tell you guys that we bought local. Everything that we gave out was locally sourced in Maiduguri, in Kano, in Abeokuta, in Lagos, and so on and so forth. What Mohammed did was to rent a warehouse where we were storing everything as they were buying them gradually. They were loading stuff in there at night so that it won't draw attention. And him and his friends, they helped us to repackage the food into smaller packets. Shout out to the rice seller. He gave us a huge discount and he brought all his equipment to help us repack for free. He was helping us to repackage. So each bag of rice was repackaged into 5 kgs and they measured each each bag on a scale just to make sure that it's accurate. This took them 3 days, by the way. They worked endlessly, tirelessly, because it wasn't just about repackaging the bags of rice. They had to now put everything in a bag: the rice, the soap, the detergent, the slippers, mosquito nets, reusable pads, and so on and so forth. We have our own custom-made bags for Kawa Foundation. We've always done that, not just now. We've been doing this for years. We use a bag that can be easily spotted, so that if someone is trying to steal one of our bags, we would know. And that is why it's white, so that if someone tries to steal a bag, we would know. In the meantime, we contacted NEMA to get their permission and for them to be present and for them to allow us at the refugee camp, and most especially for them to allow us to be the ones to give out the food, and they agreed. We appreciate that. We also wrote the Commissioner of Police in Maiduguri asking for at least 10 security personnel to help us with the crowd, and they sent their men. Thank you so much. Not only that, another thing that we did was to print out tokens so that only people with tokens would be given the items, and that really helped us in getting the people organized. Now, after several days of planning and working behind the scenes, paying for stuff, buying everything remotely, Dr. Sesson and Mr. Sunday drove from Ibadan to Lagos and then flew from Lagos to Abuja, and then from Abuja to Maiduguri to join the rest of the crew.
They are in 3 different places. This one is 450. There is 110 in another place. And then this one is the remaining 400 plus. So I want to see what is inside. There's rice, 5 kilogram. We have slippers, 2 pairs of slippers, 1 big one, 1 small one. Fantastic. Detergent and washing soap. Then this mosquito net.
Yeah, these are the mosquito nets. These are the packets.
Oh, okay. These are the packets for mosquito net. Washable sanitary pad.
We did 2 refugee camps, each one 500 households. They actually went into the camps to give out the tokens the night before the food distribution. So we found out that some people would come into the camp during the daytime, but they don't actually live at the camp. So we wanted to target only the people living at the camp. So at night, when it was just the residents at the camp, we gave out the tokens to each household. And then very, very early in the morning, like really early, they loaded the coaster bus that Borno State University graciously lent us. Thank you so much, by the way, to Borno State University for partnering with us on this. We could actually get a truck, guys, but based on our previous experience, the last time that we went to Borno to give out food, people were climbing the truck to help themselves. So we thought, okay, that is not what we need. We needed a bus, and Borno State University was willing, thanks to Mohammed's dad for arranging this. So we took it 1 camp at a time, and they just told the people, no token, no bag of goodies. So it was really easy to organize the people. There was no fighting, because we've assured them that so long as you have a token, you will get something. It doesn't matter if you are at the front of the line or you are at the back of the line. There's no need to rush. So they were not rushing. They just held tightly to their tokens. Now, if you look at the pictures very well, you will see that the line was actually all the way at the back. And then there was like some kind of barrier around where the bus was, I think like green rope. And then the police were right there just to make sure that there's no chaos around the food. So they were bringing the people in batches, like 50, 100 people at a time. Also, because we had given them tokens, they didn't need to come with their entire family. The entire family didn't need to get in line. You get what I'm saying? Like, only the female heads of the house, if it's 1 wife, if it's 2 wives, those were the only people that we allowed to get in line. So that really, really helped. And then that same day, they loaded the bus again and went to the 2nd refugee camp. So everything went smoothly, guys, and we're so grateful, because it's not easy when you do something like this, because while you're trying to do good, you also don't want to be held liable for any mishap. And sometimes it doesn't matter how well you plan, stuff still happen. But in Maiduguri, we were able to successfully execute this. And I want to thank everybody, especially the NEMA officials and the police officers that worked with us. First of all, they did not take any of the items, guys. I mean, they allowed us to give to the people directly, and of course we appreciated them. We gave them something. We also bought them fuel for their cars, but I really appreciate them for letting the items get to the people. Shout out to Dr. Sesson, because he handled this and he personally gave each bag to each woman. Shout out to Infinity Reusable Menstrual Pads, by the way. They are based in Kano. They have pads for like 3,000, 3,500 naira, and I really appreciate that they helped us ship this product from Kano to Maiduguri for free. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you. Please patronize them. Also, I cannot thank Tunde Laniran Farms enough. First of all, they donated a huge amount of money, guys, and then on top of that, that, they gave us 20 cartons of dodo ikiri. As in, you know, that is something that people can instantly eat, that they can snack on without having to cook it. And we had to target the kids with this one. In fact, we gave it to them directly. Thank you, Mohammed. No adults should be fighting children to eat dodo ikiri. Tunde Land Farms have started selling land ahead of the rainy season, by the way, but don't worry, I'll be updating you about that very soon. Now, in total, we gave out 100 bags of rice. Each bag was 97,000 naira. So we spent 9.7 million naira on the rice. Also, we bought 40 cartons of the Omo detergent that we gave out, and each carton was 10,000 naira, so that was 400,000 naira. We bought 28 cartons of bar soap, and each carton was 30,000 naira, so that is 840,000 naira. The mosquito nets that we bought was 1,000. Each one was 2,000 naira, so that is 2 million naira. We bought 20 bags of slippers. Each bag was 30,000, so that is 600,000 naira. The disposable sanitary pads cost us 1,470,000 naira. It cost us 35,000 naira to print out the tokens. Also, we had to pay for storage where we kept the food for days while they were repacking and stuff. Also, we had to pay for the sacks that we put the 5 kg rice into. We had to pay to transport the food items to the warehouse, as well as packaging and so on. We spent 372,000 naira on that. We paid a lot of money on fuel. We spent 180,000 naira. Remember, they've been going back and forth buying things, delivering things to the warehouse, also the back and forth during the day of distribution and getting things that we needed. We had to give stipends to those that helped us in loading, offloading, the police officers, the SEMA staff, the NEMA officials. In total, we spent 350,000 naira on that. Now, hotel accommodation for 3 nights in Maiduguri, because they arrived before the day of distribution, and then the reason it was 3 nights was because they kept cancelling their flights, which was ridiculous. So in total, we spent 210,000 naira on hotel accommodation. The customized bags, by the way, cost about 300,000 naira. I paid for that. I still donated towards what we were doing, but I made sure that I paid for the bag, so that is not included in the breakdown of the money. Now, the transportation of the dodo ikiri from Lagos, as well as our bags, the Cow Foundation bags from Abeokuta to Maiduguri, we shipped all these things by FedEx. We spent 336,800 naira on that. Now, you guys will not believe the flight tickets. It was a lot. I don't know if you are familiar with the price of ticket right now in Nigeria. It is ridiculous. They are now charging more than 200,000 naira, like 240 something thousand naira for to and fro ticket between Lagos and Abuja, and then between Abuja and Maiduguri. It's just so sad. Now, I cannot tell the people that we're going there to represent us to go by car. First of all, it's about 22 hours to drive from Ibadan to Maiduguri. Second of all, it's not safe. I do not want to risk anybody's life because they are trying to help us out. So they had to fly. It was about 240 something thousand for each person to fly from. They drove from Ibadan to Lagos, and then from Lagos it was about 200 something thousand for each person to fly to Abuja, and then from Abuja, because there's no direct flight from Lagos to Maiduguri, and then from Abuja to Maiduguri was also another 200 something thousand for each person to fly. So altogether, we spent 966,000 naira on flight ticket for 2 people to and fro. Now, it was very, very important and very vital for them to be there. First of all, Dr. Desan is a medical doctor. I wanted to make sure that we had a medical doctor on ground, just in case of anything. Second of all, he is our representative. He's the one that ensures that the food items get to the people. He doesn't back down. He will not hand over anything to the security forces, or no, he would ensure that we give it out ourselves. So in this case, he was the one giving things out. We appreciate him being there. Also, they had to fill their car to drive from Ibadan to Lagos to and fro. That one cost 95,000 naira. After delaying their flight by like 2 days, they finally got them back around 1 a.m. or so. I told them, please stay put in Ibadan. So we had to pay for hotel, and that cost 45,000 naira. And their feeding for the 4 days that they were out cost 200,000 naira. That literally means they were spending 50,000 a day, 2 people eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then we had like contingencies, logistics, some little expenses. That came to 150,000 naira. Now, All we gave Mohammed for all his hard work was 200,000 naira. But guys, he didn't even want the money. This family was just so grateful that we are doing something for their people. They don't even want anything. I was so impressed to see young people that will be so selfless. Also, as the donations were coming in, the bank charged us 45,000 naira. So in total, we spent 18 million and some change, which means we still have about 1.1 million naira left. Now, after the distribution, Mohammed drove Dr. Eson around town, showing him the after effect of the flood. I mean, it's been months since this thing happened, so hopefully things are looking better now in Maiduguri, so that people at the camp are gradually able to go back to their homes as the water is drying. But you know, looking at the videos captured by Dr. Eson, it's obvious that some of the buildings had collapsed and some of them needed to be gutted. But you know, people are just so happy to have a roof over their head. He told me that some parts of the city are smelling horribly because they were still discovering bodies at the time. Honestly, I don't know how to appreciate you guys, because without you, none of this would have happened. Thank you so much. So as you go into the new year, be reminded that you have changed lives in 2024. Please do me a favor, subscribe to my channel. It is free. Happy New Year, my people. All right, y'all, it's me and I'm keeping you up in here. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, X, Instagram, and TikTok. Until next time, I must see you later. Peace out.